Never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families in the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
I knew I was going to mess it up at some point. I did already. All right, now hang on. I got to stop it from going because it's going to go again. It's Saturday, everybody. Ashley, I was awake. I just wasn't high enough. Honestly, that was... As I tell Marcus all the time when we're preparing shows, it's just as the world gets worse, I don't know if I can be high enough to deal with it and maintain sanity. And I mean that half jokingly. Honestly, there's a lot of people dealing with some serious depression. My mic is really low, huh? I told you, Marcus, this was all messed up. Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
I think it's really... I don't know why it's so low. Sorry, everybody. Let me know. I'm adjusting. Trying to adjust.
I'll take the opportunity and wish you all a great new year.
There you go.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
There. Yeah, see? Now, Christine, that's how you screw up an intro. Is you just
That's great.
come on and start babbling and then realize your audio's too low and then tell people weird stuff. So, hi, Marcus.
So it's not that we are breaking any traditions here.
No. I just want everybody to feel at home.
Yes.
So, and yes to cannabis. Yes, Gene. Hey, how you doing? Hey, we got a lot of people here. Ashley and Gene and Real and Schultze and Melissa. And, who else is in the density? High density. Red and Economics. Wow, nice to see you.
Oh, Stevie's here.
Wall
And hi,
Street.
Schultze.
Hey. Wow. Eco Sutra.
Oh, Claude. Hey, Happy New Year, Claude.
So many people. Why are you all here?
Yeah.
I told them to be here.
Really? Because of us?
No.
I'm so glad. No, really, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, thank you. That's going to be my first thing. But let's just the cover is inspired. Don and government all around are just inspiring some beautiful memes. I even have some later for the show. But in our history, if some other alien race comes down, they'll be like, well, they did a lot of funny hieroglyphics like this. I don't know. That's Donnie building his wall. As Marcus pointed out, we're pretty sure that's Duplo. No doors or windows because that's not safe. The whole
And he wouldn't want them.
No, he wouldn't want them. Right. No doors. That whole thing is just a sideshow, right? The whole wall. But the Dems look strong because no money for that wall while we have a government shutdown. What do you think? I want to ask both of you and the audience, because this is what I'm seeing happen, and it looks like we might have a federal strike. Do you think we'll have enough federal employees pissed off enough to do a strike? TSA is calling in sick.
I know. I was watching that this morning. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they should be mad. They're going without pay. Is Donald going out without pay?
No.
Are those
Congress
senators?
gets paid.
Yeah, they get paid.
You know?
So
Exactly, yeah.
I'm surprised the Republicans haven't called out AOC for getting paid, even though they're getting paid. But that's kind of the way the Republicans work. So,
I know. But,
Oh,
her
yeah.
dancing thing, though,
yeah. She claims to be a
What a
leftist,
scandal.
but she's taking the paycheck. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She could barely afford to be there. So I think it's okay if she takes it. But
yeah.
the other ones, there's no excuse.
Oh, Gene, we'll talk about Pago. We'll talk about Pago. Yes, we will. We have that in there.
And if you look at the cover again, it is a little bit misleading on the first view, in my opinion. If you look at Donnie, orange jumper, to me it looks like he is breaking out of the prison.
Well, the hands are accurate. That's my favorite.
The hands are accurate.
Hands are
Yeah.
accurate size. The head is enlarged. The hands are small.
Yep.
Eco Sutra, I want to stop paying taxes. So let me just, on that note, I don't pay federal tax. Well, that's not true. See, even I pay federal taxes. I owe federal taxes for several years when I had bankruptcy and was part of the California House bailout destruction thing that occurred, right? And so I was one of the people involved with that. So some people look at that and say, well, you're the reason we had a recession. Other people are like, you're a victim of the recession, and it's a long story. When you don't pay your federal income tax, but you file, right, which is legal, you can file but not pay. That's legal. The IRS can't put you in jail for that. All right? They have no legal recourse. They can't do that. However, because America is a capitalist-based society, your credit dies. And when your credit dies, unless you have mountains of cash hidden somewhere, you can't do shit. And so that's...
And they'll freeze all your assets.
Right, right.
Take all your assets.
Right.
And,
you can't use a bank account. You can't. So that's the problem with those of us who choose not to either repay taxes or pay federal. So we would have to all choose to do that. Just and it's going to take more than a couple people, right? It's that mass movement theory. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
too many for them to do anything about.
yeah. Some people would also say that it doesn't matter, that the federal government doesn't need the money and would operate regardless. You know, the military-industrial complex would be like, whatever, okay, fuck you
but
all.
the IRS is shut down. They can't collect taxes right now.
Hey.
Just to put a positive note on it.
The fact that the IRS isn't getting paid, people are like, aw.
I know.
Darn.
Dude. But we don't have to pay until it's up.
Right.
So.
Hey, Jilly. Thank you for your letter. I never got to my goddamn thank you. We just started talking about stuff to the audience. A lot of people here today, and thank you for being here. I want to put up my next slide. Hang on. Get that out of the way. Slide. There it is. So, thank you. Because you have kept us here. And I mean that. If there weren't people here watching the show, if there weren't people still donating to Uphill Media through various channels, including still sending me nice letters every once in a while. All right? That's the reason we still do this. I learned this year, and maybe over and over, that the impact that we have is continually lessened and censored, and really we're just fighting for survival here. And if nothing else, we're having a campfire once a week to sit around and talk about how shitty things are and if we see any change. That's, that's really what it is. I personally have lost faith in democracy at this point, and I'm waiting to see something occur that changes my mind on that. That doesn't mean I'm not going to stop trying democracy, but it means that I don't really have any reason, any driving passion to be here right now, except you. So I just want to say thank you, because your family and the family that we have is the reason that I'm like, okay, I can't not do a show because, people know who we are and they're expecting us to do stuff and they like us and we talk to them. And so thank you all.
Yeah.
I
want to correct you because you said about the passion, and you have the passion for the family. And, well, here we go.
Well, for that. And no passion for democracy because I don't see it working.
I got this.
It's not. I tried, Bernie. I went all in. I did.
A lot of us did. A lot of us went all in for Bernie, and I'm just.
Oh yeah.
I have absolutely no hope that our system is going to work for us, that our election system is going to work. And even if it does, once they get up into the power positions, they get co-opted. I mean, only three of our new progressive House members voted against PAYGO, for Christ's sake.
You don't have to forget the 12 years. The window is 12 years.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
less now. I would think with the latest
11 years. It's 2019.
Yeah.
So 11 years.
It's not democracy, so.
Yeah.
It's not. But man, I forgot what I was saying. We're going to talk about PAYGO. We're going to talk about that because there's some serious illogic happening, right? Some weird stuff going on with that, and the new legislation that wants to eliminate PAYGO completely. But if you want to do that, why didn't you vote against it on. I don't. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But Christine, you want to talk about environment stuff, right? You've got a report for us on the environment in
in Utah. Well, it has to do. It really relates to other places too. So
here, let's just start off with Clown Romney.
Mr. Clown Romney. Yep, isn't he fabulous?
Hey, he just gave a great speech. Aren't we supposed to like him for that?
Oh yeah, because he really
wrote an op-ed.
Wrote an op-ed on Trump, and yet he says he's going to support his position. So
that's the perfect Republican. That's the perfect Republican right there. You call out Trump, but then vote for Republicans.
Right? Yeah, he's going to still support his wall and all, but it's really weird because he's kind of pro-immigration because he's a Mormon, and Mormons believe in immigration because
do they?
They like him. They do. They really are strong pro-immigration because they bring them here, and we accept a lot of them in Utah, and then they convert them to the Mormon church, and then they get their 10% once they get them working and everything. So makes the church bigger.
Yeah.
That's why they. Yeah. That's why they like immigrants. They prey on people that are poor and impoverished and help them out, but they got to join the religion, go to church, and all that.
That's what church religions do. Before you jump into this, I just want to respond to Mo Levy here. It says, I'm not part of the family here, but I've seen John's feelings reflected in his face in a number of months now. I understand that completely. Mo, you absolutely are a part of the family here.
Aww.
Everybody is.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone that's here is part of the family.
Yeah, and look, my personal issues with depression and what we're going on, I know you've seen it in my face, and we're working on that. But anyway, thank you. And Christine, carry on with this is Don at dinner with Mitt, two scumbags.
Oh yeah, that's just that picture really has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I just wanted to use that picture because it's so humiliating for Romney. Not that I don't care for Trump at all, but look at how humiliated that guy is. He was taken to dinner thinking maybe he was going to get offered Secretary of State or something.
Oh, is that what this was? This was the courtship of the cabinet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he ended up getting just dissed, and Trump treated him like a bitch.
He did. He still
ordered
does.
his food for him and everything. It's just humiliated him.
He's like an abusive husband to Romney. He really is.
And I'm pretty sure it's Photoshop because there's no KFC in front of Trump, right?
I know, but he was eating the meatloaf, I guess.
Yeah.
Trump's
he ordered meatloaf. You got to have the meatloaf. You're eating the meatloaf. Like that. It was
very good.
It was just insanely fun. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about today, though.
It puts the lotion in the basket. All right. So anyway.
So Mitt has replaced Hatch because Hatch retired, and of course Utahns vote in the next worst guy. But the good thing is he's not as powerful as Hatch. So
Orrin Hatch, right? We're talking Orrin Hatch, right?
Orrin Hatch,
who's just a disgusting douchebag. Mitt is on his way to being that age of a douchebag, right?
Yeah. But he's disliked on both sides of the aisle. So I really don't think he's going to be as effective as Hatch was. But
all right.
He is carrying on his agenda as far as the public lands and trying to take control of them. So, and that quote at the bottom, I think the state would do a better job because we care so deeply, he said.
Oh, right. Yeah,
that's here in our home. And for one, he hardly ever lives in Utah. He was a governor somewhere else, and then he comes here just because he's Mormon and he's popular here. He comes here. But yeah, they care so deeply about the profits they can make off of the oil leases and development on public lands. That's what they care about.
Well, that's why Mitt cares about weed now, right? Because it makes money. Anything that makes money for Mitt.
He was talking against it. I looked it up after you said that. Yeah,
he's invested in a weed company. That doesn't mean he can't talk against it still. That's Republican.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's Mormon too. They're invested in all the things. And they own a part of Coca-Cola, yet they don't want you to eat caffeinated drinks and all that.
The Mormons are proud of their hypocrisy. That's the difference, right?
I know. They're so weird about that. I don't understand it at all, but I was only raised here.
Right.
I wasn't indoctrinated into the church from the get-go. So
lucky you.
That probably
Lucky you.
Yeah, that probably saved me. But,
So what's this? Matters relating to public lands are high priority for me, and blah 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 blah.
but the people of the state, I'd like to see Utah have a much greater role. This is the important part, much greater role in designations of public land and how the public lands are managed. And of course, that has to do with the with getting the oil leases and all that, which we just already opened up, 150,000 more acres for oil leases and auction them off. And if you go to the next one, public lands is the title on it. And this is on Romney. Romney has applauded President Donald Trump for his recent order to shrink the Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante National Monuments, and argued Monday that he thinks the Antiquities Act, the federal law that grants presidential authority to designate such monuments, needs significant revisions. And what this means is they have a lawsuit trying to exempt Utah from the Antiquities Act. So nice. Utah can't have any more monuments. They can only shrink them. They can never make new monuments or make them bigger or whatever, but they can shrink them, and it has to go through Utah legislature, which is all about the money and oil and big business and big corporations.
Doesn't sound very environmentally friendly. And before you carry on, Lisa Hauserman has mentioned that it is your birthday today right now.
Hi, Lisa. Oh, dang you, Lisa.
So
happy birthday to you, Christine.
And if everybody who doesn't know, Christine is the Natural Progressive on Facebook, Twitters. So say hi, happy birthday to her. YouTube. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you,
happy
John.
birthday.
May we all live to have you have another one. That would be great.
Yes, let's hope.
One more.
Let's hope. So the next slide, it just basically says pretty much the same thing, only it adds the Endangered Species Act in there, and that's the one where they want to change that one so there is economic considerations. So
you can't be an endangered species if we use it for something, basically.
Right.
There you go.
Like if we can make money off the land, then that species is less important.
So whales under this. If Utah had access to whales, you'd be like, blubber. Everybody wants blubber and ivory, so fuck whales, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can make money off of that. So yeah, that's
okay.
I just had to point that out because when they're talking about the Antiquities Act, I know what they've done here in Utah and what they're for, and the Endangered Species Act. I did a story with Graham on that one. Should look that up. What they're trying to do with that, it goes really in detail, and I have the links to the laws they're trying to get passed there.
All right, so we've got sources linked in the. I don't think I copied any of the. If I put it in there, it's all in there. I think I did. Look in the description of the video, everybody. I'm pretty sure I dropped links in there, and Christine did a good job of putting these all in there. So.
Yeah, I'll see if I have to look up the video I did with Graham on the Endangered Species Act. But if you just look it up, you can just Google the Endangered Species Act and the lawsuit, Utah.
I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, and not the lawsuit, the law they're trying to pass to change the Antiquities Act and the Endangered Species Act.
So Mitt, as a senator, is basically like, hey, I'm going to carry on. I mean, wasn't Orrin about the same stuff? I mean, was he just?
Yeah, he is. He was, and we have Bob Bishop that's in the House that does kind of the same thing. At least he's not the chair of the Natural Resources Committee anymore, so that's good. But
so the difference between Mitt Romney and Orrin Hatch really is that Mitt might have a little more energy to push forth with the crappy legislation. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because of age. That's about it.
And he would find his glasses.
Right. Isn't Orrin the one who had pretend glasses in? So.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Yeah. That was so funny. Oh, my gosh.
Mitt's got contacts or whatever. All right, and then I didn't realize you guys... Actually, what was it? The Olympics. You guys had an Olympics where the air quality was an issue, right? Or is it coming up? There was the air quality issue.
Both. We had one in 2002, and we've always had really bad air here. And anything you can do, or that you do that makes it worse, is not a good thing. The Olympics won't be a good idea to have here because of that. And we're already. The EPA is being screwed.
Screwed. All those words, yes.
Yeah, all those a bit. But the environmentalists are suing the EPA because they haven't been meeting the standards or keeping up with the regulations for Utah. and Salt Lake City and Utah County specifically, they're just, oh, they're so bad. They're so bad. When we have storms, it clears out, and they keep adding, like the additional oil leases and allowing more of that, putting in more businesses. But yeah, it's really bad, and they're suing, and hopefully, but that's not going to go through because the EPA is closed right now, so they're not going to be able to respond to the lawsuit.
Well,
because of the government shutdown. Isn't that crazy? All these things that are affected by that.
yeah, including Don's lawsuits.
So,
all the lawsuits against Donnie, all the lawsuits against climate, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it's not. Yeah, anything against a federal agency is not going to go anywhere until they get the government up and running again. But yeah, so on that note, like on top of what Romney's doing and on top of all that, now they want to open an inland port. And that would just bring so much traffic into our state where we are already suffering so much air pollution and water pollution. And actually we're drying up with water. The Great Salt Lake is disappearing. It's like the lowest it's been in my memory. It's just, there's nothing there.
Right now, even with the extreme weather, you guys aren't experiencing a boon of wetness. You're still in drought.
Well, we're getting some still. We're still considered in drought. We're experiencing normal conditions right at the moment.
Right.
We had a super dry summer.
Right.
And we went 3 months without any rainfall at all.
Wow.
So
yeah,
we have a lot of catching up to do. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully we catch up with the weather, but
yeah. So this is going to be. So this is a port. It's just what, like a distribution hub to bring all this stuff in.
It will go into where there's wetlands, which they really don't care about. They built the legacy highways. The next one I'm going to talk about, not yet though. But that's a map of where they want it. It's just enormous, and it will bring in more trains. It'll bring in more planes. It's right by the airport.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a big area.
And plus all the big semi trucks.
Right.
And it would just bring so much of that here, and all the pollution that comes with it will be here. And then there's going to be an exemption. I think it comes with an exemption. I think that's on the bottom of that. Oh, crap. The stupid computers wish me a happy birthday. Damn it. What the hell's up with that? Okay. Yeah, the other opponents say the law would prohibit any ban on the storage of natural resources. So gas and oil galore.
Right.
Like, and then you get the oil spills and all that go along with it.
Of course.
Of course. It's not as bad as the pipeline oil spills, but they're going to be doing those too, So, yeah. And that leads us to the inland port. Opponents raise concern on the project's impact on the Legacy Parkway truck ban. So Legacy Parkway is it's like a low volume highway that goes through Salt Lake City and up north, Ogden and all that. And it's kept at 55 miles per hour, and big trucks aren't allowed on it. And it butts up against wildlife areas. So when they built the highway against a whole bunch of environmentalist concerns, the compromise that they made was that it would be just a 55 miles an hour and no big trucks unless it was an emergency traffic situation or something. The only other way to get there is through I-15. So if I-15 were to shut down, then they would be able to divert the trucks through there. But for the most part, trucks are banned on that, and it's 55 miles an hour because of the wildlife that's butted up right against that highway. So with this, there's a lot of concerns that they're going to lift that ban because it kind of expires in 20 years and they're supposed to revisit it. So then we'll have all that traffic going right through sensitive wildlife areas as well. So yeah, Utah doesn't care about the environment. I cannot say that enough. No. They don't care at all in the least.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, that's that eventually that's going to become an issue, and they'll be like, oh, we have to open up this road. Trucks have to use it because profit and business, and we're hurting Utah's business, and Yeah, fuck the animals, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Al Walsky, thank you so much. I'll just drop
Thank you,
20 bucks.
Al.
Nice.
In honor of those who want to
Nice.
impeach the MF to remain a consideration. And
What language?
we'll talk about. Yeah, my goodness. Al, I believe, is referencing motherfucker, right, Al?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. Apologies to everybody who was offended by that word and not the actions of our Congress. Christine, so
Yes.
sounds like, and I'm guessing Mitt is going to be all for this, right? Because it's going to be in the case of business.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't care. It's so hypocritical for him to say that we care about the environmental stuff in Utah and we take care of the lands and manage them better when he knows he's fighting for anything that will just build profit over the environment. If he's in fact fighting to lift the Antiquities Act and get Utah exempt for that, and the Endangered Species Act, especially, because that totally shows that he's more for profit than for the environment. It's just obvious.
I remember
totally.
back in the day when Mitt was 47% Mitt. Everybody remember 47%, man?
Oh yes. 47% of you people, the lower 47% specifically, are lazy and live off the rest of us, or something like that. What did he say?
Right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, Mitt lives off the land, like literally. Just so,
Just not the old-fashioned way.
no. So anyway, yeah, I just can't. Like somebody said, so many people have said, cannot believe he's still around, cannot believe he still has a job, but it's a circus. It's a shit
They
show.
voted for him here.
They did.
Stupid.
They did. You know, Utah,
Talk about
you vote to kill yourselves. So, really, you
and all
do.
those kids, they have so many kids and grandkids and great grandkids,
Mitt
and
does.
yet they
What?
don't even care about this stuff
right,
at all.
Right. Yeah, it's because the Mormons make a lot of
God
kids.
will save them. Jesus
Yeah.
will save them.
Yeah,
I don't-
get either. That's very illogical. A lot of illogic going on with the idea of the extinction of the human species. But remember, we all forget that the rich feel like they're all going to have a bunker to go to, or a mansion to hide in, or a yacht to be on. That's literally their escape plan.
Yeah.
And Mitt's part of that group. I'm guessing all 4,000 of his kids and relatives believe the same. I don't know.
I'm sure.
They're not normal. We're guys talking about rainfall patterns. We're talking about in the audience here. No snow on the coast. We're talking about the weird weather. We'll get the climate weather. We'll get to that.
Our weather's kind of normal, like it used to be anyway.
Is it
at the moment?
Really?
Yeah, 30-degree high.
We will have patterns of that. We will have patterns of them.
Snow. Yeah. But then our summer was ridiculous. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll talk about what's coming with the weather and the fun that's going to bring, because we're going to have a split polar
yeah.
vortex. It's going to be cool.
Oh,
It's done this before, but yeah, it's kind of cool to look at when you think about it. Thank you for that
Yeah.
report on Utah's failing in environment. Because
right.
Chris.
That's pretty much all I report on anyway. There's just so much of it to report.
there is,
You know?
there is. You know, we'll do our best to have some positive climate news when we find
That would
it.
be good.
Coming out of Germany, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right, Marcus? I think there is some good.
There is, you know me, there is some good news, but there's also some bad news included. I'm a German, you know?
No,
well,
we
we're
had no idea.
I know. We're coming to the 2018 in review, what the renewables in Germany concern. And I found an article in English about coming from Red, Green, and Blue. And they are reporting that Germany hit 38% of renewable energy in 2018, and that this should be a role model for America. Up to this point, I can absolutely agree to this. It is another gain for Germany in a row, and the renewable energies are constantly increasing here in Germany. But now comes, of course, the not so good news about it. And John, if you can please show quickly slide 19. It is coming from the Spiegel. It was published there, and if you see that in 2018 they are calculating 40.4%, this sounds good in the first view, but our own target in Germany would be to reach 65% until 2030. This is the 11 years which are left right now. And the prognosis that we would reach this target are not very good. Every scientist who is familiar with all the numbers and what the efforts here in Germany concerns say it is with what we are doing right now, it is not reachable. This target would not be reachable by Germany. And as we know from the scientific reports worldwide, we only have the closed window, the little window of 11 years to get things halfway in order. You know, it is not stoppable anymore, but maybe it would not be so drastic. And Germany, as one of the role models, what green energy or renewables concern, is failing in this. And this shows that Germany is indeed not a real role model. We could do much more what this concerns if we would honestly consider the challenge what the climate crisis concern. And yeah, we can see this in this article. If you can go to slide 18 quickly. There's a quote coming from a German from the BWE executive board. He says, we have in 2018, we had the record share of renewables, but it is not enough to meet the targets. And we would need all the help and the help coming from politicians to decide about laws according to push this, and it is not what I can see here, you know. And so I would ask you to please not to talk about Germany as a role model what renewable concerns. There are much other countries which are much poorer, which are doing much more what this concerns. And yeah, it's a shame in my opinion.
Oh, Marcus, we forgot. We didn't load that one site. Dang it! Remember that site that had the chart with the
yeah.
We
will do this next week. This will take a little while. The graphics there, you know.
Yeah. But that was a good chart with what countries were actually doing well.
I saved this and I will put it in for next show for the next show next Saturday.
Sadly, though, no country is going to meet their targets, right?
No. From what we saw yesterday, no country, no.
So,
and this is worrying. Yeah.
We just come close, right? Like with the moon, we may hit it, maybe not. Just shoot up there and come close, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're doing, but with the whole human species instead of 3 dudes in a rocket.
Yeah.
We're so dumb.
It is what I say. It's a human tragedy, if you want to, you know, not to learn from mistakes and not to do what should be done.
Human tragedies. We're dumb. We're dumb.
Or to say it like this: the tragedy is that
you could get all poetic about it and Dan Rather it, or you could just say we're dumb as a species. Dumb species don't survive natural selection.
However you want to label it, it comes to the same conclusion, right? Yeah. Chris, you wanted to?
Sorry, no, yeah, Chris, what?
Oh, I was just agreeing wholeheartedly. Yeah, we're dumb species if we can't even see our own fate in front of us, and we have an opportunity to change it, and we won't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like.
But the Germans are still doing better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see there's a good question coming from Barbara also. She's asking, Markus, is that 38% from only wind power? And I got another slide where it is, okay, please show us slide 21. It is explained from where the renewables are coming. You know, on top is the wind energy in Germany, and then comes biomass, and on the third place is solar. And if you look at the numbers, it is already. Only the numbers are impressing, but it is not enough. It is by far not enough, right? No. You know.
But it is better than the U.S. And I mean, biomass. I don't even know what that is. And you guys are doing innovative things. Like you guys are actually making an effort. We're moving backwards. Like we're repealing our stuff. The EPA is shut down.
All the regulations are going away.
Especially in Utah.
They fight for a bad environment. They fight hard for it.
Yeah.
You need to be so
We will-
proud.
We will meet the consequences.
Yeah, yeah. What else on this? Anything else you want to? So you're telling us Germany isn't as Germany, while they may be one of the European nations we look to be leading in green, and the Green Party in Germany has grabbed some power. They're not really that green.
They're not really that green. They are ranking in the middle compared to other countries in the ranking lists. And we will show this next week, where we got very, very good and interesting slides and with very impressive numbers. And yeah, it is in the end, it is just a desperate situation. And yeah.
I'm not laughing at the desperation. I'm laughing at the fact that we're going to have some impressive numbers.
Yeah, we are doomed. Yeah, they are so. It shows the numbers say that we are doomed. Yeah,
They do. What they say is that none of our governments are actually doing what needs to be done to save our species.
yeah. I mean, look, we only have those 11 years, right? And we would need to have on a global base the governments who would push this agenda. Where do you see this? I don't see it. So
No.
It's
That's
up
it.
to us to push it, to push it on them. Like we have
yeah,
to
yeah.
to get
We
all together
cannot-
and push it.
Yeah.
Agreed, Chris. We cannot give up. We cannot lean back and say, okay, that's it for me, and we
I
cannot
did
do
what I
this.
could do. I voted. What else can I do? No, you have to get out there and get in the face of all the people that are in charge and not stand for anything less than action on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Pago. Like Pago. We'll get into
There you
that.
go. Yeah,
We're
that's
coming.
good start. Good start.
Day one.
But
Day one.
But yeah, we're coming to this. But before we're coming to this,
Yeah.
also day one,
Oh, yeah.
we are coming to the GOP Taliban, and yeah, they don't like music. They don't like dancing. They don't like Alexandria Cortez dancing.
Yeah.
And
She's the devil.
I thought she was good.
Yeah, I was
she's-
impressed. I would have vomited, fell on my ass trying to spin like that. Jesus.
I
I
think
totally fell on my butt.
I think most of our viewers know how I feel about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, so I would not go any further what this concerns. She's wonderful, and everything she does is magic. And of course, this fired back at this strange guy who tried to shame her with this. And well, it says more about the GOP, as we can see here. This is another dance contest, this time with
Remember this
with
time?
Johnny, but and yeah, he's got this sword in his hands, a phallus symbol, everything is in order. He is having fun with the Saudi Arabs, well, do I really have to comment this? It shows exactly what's going on, And on the other hand, we have Alexandra, a young woman who's doing a project, and I read about this. This project was also an educational background, because this video was made to get more diversity and to get more students interested to join the Boston University.
What a terrible thing.
What a terrible thing, yeah, and it is completely against what the GOP wants and intends, and this is why they're going so crazy, And of course, I got another dance, another still of a dance contest. This time it is Mitch McConnell. He's only dancing with his face, Nobody blamed him for.
His turkey neck is doing the jig.
Looks like he's trying to hold in all of his farts forever.
I know.
I don't know. I was not close to him. I cannot smell him. But all the dancing is shown in his face. He does the dance, the face dance somehow. And,
Okay, that's some weird German humor there. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, it is. You will see more of this in the future. We'll talk about this later.
And this, right, Paul Ryan works out.
And here the Paul Ryan workout.
He's doing the turtle, says Melissa.
Is there anything imaginable more embarrassing than this? He had his head turned around. I think this thingy is plastic or something like this.
He knows how to dab, Marcus. Come on, Paul knows how to dab. He does the dab symbol. He's totally hip and cool.
He's totally hip and cool. Yeah, he's a white guys can jump. You know, it comes into my mind.
Yeah, and he dabs while he takes those kids' money.
Yeah. You know, and well, you know, it was just ridiculous. And the last thing before the weekend started was Alexandra Ocasio, you know, doing the war song, and adorable, right? You know, here the GOP thinks women dancing are scandalous. Wait till they find out Congresswomen dance too. Have a great weekend, everyone. This is, you know, she's beautiful. She's everything she does is magic. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. I'm surprised you don't have what's her name's attempt to do this a similar thing, because Alexandria AOC is basically winning over human beings by being human, right?
Yes.
And they're finding all this human stuff. She did the thing where, you know, she was chopping the onion and talking about things wrong with Congress, and then other what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, tried to do the same with a Bud beer, right?
Yeah. Oh yes. It was embarrassing to see. You know,
that was embarrassing.
You can't fake it, Liz. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why you're not gonna. You know what you are, Liz? You're 2020 Hillary. Sorry. Of course, if Hillary runs, you're gonna be like doppelgangers. That's gonna be weird.
Yes. And Liz, you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Yeah. The AOC dance in Congress was funny.
Yes, I originally wanted to show the video, but I was not sure about the music. Not that we get shut down again like last week. So I only prefer to do the slides.
That was my fault for showing the video and not checking. I was just being a lazy fuck.
I told you.
I know you did. Germans check. Americans are like, right? Like
all
environment. Right. We'll get there. AOC will be on 60 Minutes on Sunday. That'll be good.
Oh,
That'll
nice.
Be good, you know? That's great. She came in on we're going to talk about the first day. The loss of our first battle and whatever the 12 progressives we thought we had in Congress. I don't even know how many we thought we had. 12, 10, 5.
Yeah.
Turns out there were 3. Yeah. Maybe.
No.
AOC counts as one. That's your next topic, right? The money in politics here.
No, it's our topic to what we're presenting together.
Oh, we're presenting it together, Marcus. Yeah. But unfortunately, I can only put one face inside title, and it's yours. So take it away.
Okay. So I'll start. Okay. Yes, we will start with Rashida, you know, and of course, where everyone is raging now that she was calling 45 names, and I think, it is regrettable, you know, it is not good language, it is foul language, and it shows that she has absolutely no respect for the president, you know. He would never chose those words he said, and maybe she would better address him as a son of a bitch, you know. This is also appropriate in my opinion, and it was a tough talk from her coming, you know, seeing her addressing Trump and calling him names. It was tough talk indeed. Unfortunately, there was no walk to be seen in the end, you know, and this is what John meant with the day one in Congress, right? And she says she is now officially there for everyone. The door is open for everyone, and it was a first disappointment because she did not vote against PAYGO. It was only Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Ro Khanna, and Tulsi Gabbard, and all the other so-called progressives, they were not there.
Right.
And I'm asking, why is this? And John, what do you think?
Well, I think what Melissa said. Because Melissa says progressives were told that Pelosi would waive the PAYGO rule for progressive legislation. Laugh my ass off. Dems last gasp.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Melissa.
That's exactly how I feel about it. I think... But Marcus only had yesterday's news. I don't know when this happened. Was this morning or late last night? What is today? The 5th? Yeah, it was yesterday, January 4th. But so after everybody got mad at all the progressives that failed on the PAYGO legislation, right? And then they said, oh, but it's because Nancy and everybody promised. They promised, right? Like your whole campaigns, we talked to you about how we get lied to. We're tired of getting lied to, and there's a lot of promises made, but nothing ever fucking happens. And the first thing you do, progressive group, is you go in and take a promise from the lying pieces of shit that we told you we wanted to replace because they were liars. And you're like, but they promised. It's like, how fucking stupid are you? But it gets better. All right. So we had 3 actual progressives say no, and then this happens. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name. Rashida. So she says, this is it. You officially have a new congresswoman who's ready to fight for you. And then the comment, it appears that PAYGO is passed and you didn't vote for it. And then what happens next? Here's Rep. Pramila Jayapal. Let's get rid of PAYGO completely. Today, I introduced legislation to get rid of this nonsensical rule that's bad for our economy, for working people. And guess who else signed on to it? Most of the other lame progressives that didn't vote no the day before. So the nonsensical part is that you said yes to PAYGO one day, and then the next day created legislation that's basically bullshit, because you're not going to get everybody to sign on, and even if you did, it would never pass anywhere to become fucking effective, and you know this. You know this. So you're bullshitting us. You're shining us on. You're like, oh, they're mad at us for that, so let's do this and see if they'll shut the fuck up. That's Republican. Just to let you know. It's a very Republican move, young progressives who have already been on. Basically, you've already sold out, it looks like. That's right.
It looks like this, and I only can agree what you said. It is, in my perception, it is an embarrassing, desperate attempt to the strange yes vote for PAYGO.
Yeah,
and I cannot get this. You know, if it is the first day in office,
right?
And you already make such a huge mistake. I'm sorry, I don't understand this.
Yeah, Christine's shaking her head.
I know, that's all I can do. Just shake my head.
If you could put,
I have no trust in them after that PAYGO vote. Like, okay, so we got three whole people voting against PAYGO, and then those, the new thing they're putting, really, like, that's just reaction. That's not action that they were voted in to do.
No. Yes, it's very establishment what they did. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Whoops. It's almost like Chuck and Nancy. Here's what we would do. We'd just do this bullshit. Works all the time. I keep getting voted in. I mean, that's. I want to know most importantly is what the hell was said in the back rooms. I want to know.
That camera starts to sound pretty good that Ojeda wants. Like, yeah. On your congressman.
What does he want?
Like,
he wants a camera on the Congress, like cops wear cams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that idea. I like that idea.
I know. Well, he only wants it. He wants it for the lobbyists, but I think it should be between the congressman and the deal making there too.
I agree. I think they should have to wear one when they're at work.
It's open government, open. Yeah.
I love that idea.
I do too. I like it.
I
don't want it just on the lobbyists. I want it on all of them.
Where we get cop footage of cops, abusing their privilege and beating the shit out of people. We would get footage of Congress people in bathroom stalls making deals, and I'm not sure I want to watch that footage.
I don't know either.
I would like to watch this.
Okay.
Of course, and I guess this could be a great show. This could be The Apprentice from Donnie, right?
Hey, a live cam, a live cam for your Congress people. You could have on the web all the time.
Oh my Congress, the reality show, which is what we have anyway.
Right.
We just need to put cameras on all these fuckers. Okay.
But it would be live 24/7 in anyone who's working.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if CNN pitched this, they would do it.
Maybe.
Because they'd have control of the footage, right? So
that's true. That's true.
Edit it all out. But look at me. I spent all day doing good stuff.
Without anything that hurts their advertisers.
And they'd script it. They turn it into what reality shows are today, which is not really a reality show at all. It's basically a completely highly produced, highly reworked, highly backroom recorded before it's put out live production. All right. Anybody who's ever
be something like C-SPAN,
no, they couldn't do it raw, but they would make money if they did that. And they would. I could see Congress people using this to their advantage. Go ahead, put a camera on me. Let's walk around.
Oh yeah, that's true. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. Like no official business is to be conducted without a camera.
That would be. Yeah. Well, I mean, really, that's just it's a stepping stone to direct representation, right? Where we're just we're voting. We don't need them anymore. It's really what we're trying to get.
Well, we
to.
definitely need some form of direct democracy. I agree with Kyle Klinsky on that. He thinks we should vote on the top 4 or 5 issues of the year, like as a whole, as a country, vote on them.
So a national referendum, which is what RIC is about.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's what the Yellow Vest movement is supposed to be about with the attached fascism. I'm not sure, but if Kyle's talking about it, and we've talked about this before. Supposedly at the state level we can do this, but that's never. I don't know where. Does anybody know if that's actually worked in a state ever? That a state has used a state referendum to pass a popular whatever to do that? Let me know.
Well, we had the referendum on medical marijuana here, but
did it?
You know how that turned out.
What was that? Was that how that happened? Was that a state, like somebody sponsored it and it became popular? Is that what it was? Yeah,
they had to have so many signatures to get on the ballot.
Okay.
And then it got on the ballot, and before the vote happened, they made a deal, the compromise, that whether or not it passed, they were supposed to pass a different bill that they worked on with the church. The LDS church got involved.
Oh my God! So it got co-opted because they realized they were going to lose their ass.
Yeah, but if the ballot didn't go through, if it didn't win, they had absolutely no obligation to put even the compromise in. But the compromise bill cut out a whole bunch of conditions. It cut out
unbelievable,
like who could prescribe it. At first it was only doctors at a certain level, and they kind of compromised on that a little later and had the physician assistants. Now them and the nurses can also prescribe it, so that's good. But it's not, you can't use it for chronic pain until you've tried all the regular pharmaceuticals first.
Of course, go through the array of all the other drugs, and once you're broke ass, then you're gonna get weed.
Yeah, anxiety, depression, not a listed condition because they say it's too easy to fake.
Yeah.
So
unbelievable. When the church gets involved, LDS.
When the church gets involved.
I love this title. Well, yeah, and your church there is I mean, the church there in Utah is the LDS, not Roman Catholic, not Christian. It's that's
the church,
and they're their own brand of weird. Mm-hmm. They're very weird. What's
I know.
Melissa, the real congressman of DC. I like that title, except you'd have the Congress people. Although we really only want to report on the men because the men are the ones that do the worst shit. Not enough women in there to look at. We'd actually need a number of women in there to have a show. Not enough. There's too few.
Yeah.
55 here. Where are you, Melissa? I always forget. 55 here on Saturday. Where is that? I can't keep track of where your people are. You're going to have to put that in your titles. Melissa, state. Right? Put that in your state.
Make everyone change their names just for you.
Charles Ma got sworn in on Monday. Congratulations, Charles. I hope you can do some good with democracy there in Corvallis. Good luck with that. Did you get a congratulations from Catherine?
Do good work.
Yeah, do good work. All right, so we had here. That's that. So basically, on day one of Congress, we had some big fail, and then we had oh shit, we failed. We need to do something optically, whatever. At least that's what it looks like to me. And day one is important. PAYGO was important. And what it looks like is we got a majority of our supposed progressive people that we worked really hard to put in Congress that are already fallen. And that sucks. We knew it was going to happen. Yeah. It just, that's why I want to know. What do they say to these people behind closed doors? What gets said? Are there threats? Is it that just get bullshit too, and they believe the bullshit? What is it? Because there's a lot of change that seems to happen in most of them. I'll be honest. AOC has been the least changed so far, right? But even she has softened on stances. And it's
voting against Pelosi, she went against that. She should have should have voted against Pelosi
Right.
still.
Right.
I can understand that in a surrounding like Washington, in Congress or in the House, you would try to play according the rules, but with your own agenda. If I was in Alexandria's case, you cannot find windmills, in my opinion, but you got to try to use as much of what is offered for your own purposes, and of course a certain degree of compromise belongs to this. And yeah, we don't know what Nancy really promised for getting the votes from the progressives. What we can see right now here, she is the old Nancy Pelosi who could be expected with her agenda, and I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, they should have done the same thing that they did to get Paul Ryan on, the Republicans and the Tea Party, how they pushed, even though Paul Ryan didn't want to run, there was enough people pushing him to run. They should have done the same thing with Barbara Lee and pushing her into that position. She certainly didn't get the other committee position that she was hoping to get anyway. I mean, hopefully they can learn from these experiences.
There was Barbara Lee never had a chance. There were so few people that were behind her. It was sad. It was really sad.
I know, but they should have.
I don't know.
They should have tried harder.
Of course.
They should have tried harder. And even if Ocasio didn't vote for Pelosi still would have won, but at least I would trust her opinion a little bit more. I trust that she's going to still fight the same things.
It's same with the PAYGO vote. Even though it probably would have passed, we wanted to see you stand strong and say no, and they didn't. And that's the point. That's the point. We elect you for a reason, and if you're not going to stand up for the values that you say you believed in during your campaign, then you lose credibility, and I lose faith in you. So I want them every time to make the right vote, every single time. Right. That's my opinion. And honestly, rules like PAYGO work to basically stop the vote. And in Oregon, we have the same thing. Peter Courtney has this rule. It's not PAYGO, but basically it's if the bill is not going to pass, we're not even going to hold a vote. And it's like, no, that's fucking democracy without letting it happen. Like, well, you can't see who's standing up for what if you don't have the freaking vote. They're not on record for what they would be for. Right. And I don't agree with that. Yeah. Well, the real reason Peter Courtney does it, has nothing to do with Republican vote. It has to do with Democratic senators' vote and the fact that they wouldn't want to record that they were against something, right? And the legislation comes out of the Oregon House, and then it gets to Peter Courtney, and he's like, oh, we know this won't pass because there's some Republicans here. It's like, well, if you had that, really? Like, what's that whole bipartisan approach, blah, 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 right? The whole politics working together. No. So Peter's basically trashed every progressive legislation that's come out of the House because he's like, well, we can't pass it. Well, now we have a supermajority in our Senate. So Pete's been asked to shut the fuck up and stop his goddamn rule. Actually, we'd like him to retire, go crawl under a log, die. I don't care what happens to Peter Courtney. He just needs to go the fuck away. And we need to actually start passing some legislation with our supposedly new and supposedly better and progressive Democratic senators, which I have zero fucking faith in. But who knows? We'll wait and see. I bet you
California doesn't get much accomplished with their super majority of people.
I know. We've seen that because you've got three dudes, Rendon and two others, that are basically locking it all down, right?
Yep. And they feel safe in their seats because there's so many Democrats in California. So they're not going to go out and do something that goes against their donors. Yeah. That's what it is. They don't want to go against their donors, and that's the problem we have with money in politics, and that's the biggest obstacle we're going to have.
It is. Brahm, good point, except, so Brahm says, we need to put people in office that have nothing to lose and are willing to sacrifice mind and body for the people. We need to elect Bushido-minded representatives. I'm not sure what that word means, but I agree with you. The problem is that those of us who have nothing to lose have nothing. Right.
And then they're easier to buy off because they have nothing.
Well, and we can't run because they've made.
Oh, that's true.
We can't run.
There's that point as well. So,
and when we need to crowdsource our our ridiculous funds to run and to do whatever, that's another part of the problem. As a progressive movement, we have no unity. And until we have unity around individuals, we're not going to, we won't elect enough of them to make a fucking difference. Right. As long as,
but we need unity around the issues, at least the top few issues, and maybe we can push people to do something, but we have to, as a coalition, just be totally unified on 3 or 4 top ideas, and get. My idea was to get together with other smaller channels and just everybody decide on your exact messaging. Get your points across together, like they do with the major media. They have these points and they all push the same one, every single one. We may have a smaller channel, but there's a lot more of us, and we can maybe push something. I'm hopeful. Optimistic.
No, listen, I'm smiling because, Christine, you say the same words that I have said for years, that I have said to Our Revolution. And when I say that I've said to Our Revolution, I mean in emails to Senator Nina Turner, to the other executives of Our Revolution. They know that I exist, that I'm just this kind of raged guy who's got some technology and a network that created Bernie 2016 TV. And so they're nice to me. They'll respond, and Senator Turner's a friend, but the point is, these messages. We've been saying this. There needs to be unity. The media networks and the independent networks need to come together. We need to strategize together. We need to be on the same message. We need to be working together. We shouldn't be running progressives against each other. There should never be an OR candidate running against a JD candidate ever, because we don't even have enough candidates to fill the fucking slots. But none of that communication happens. None of that unity happens. I've been crying for that unity since day fucking one. And
well, it's not going to happen with the major media, that's for sure.
Well,
it isn't.
MSM, no. I mean, you mean major? No. You mean major independent or what?
Yeah, major, major anything independent. Like TYT isn't really that independent anymore. Let's face it.
No.
But smaller channels, I'm not even talking the size of Jimmy Dore or Kyle Klinsky. It's smaller channels, the ones that maybe have, like, I have 100 followers, big woo. But when you have 100 followers all pushing the same message as you, and another small channel that has 200 or 300, or another one that has 400 or 500, and we just start pushing the same messages and getting it up, filter it up, and put some pressure on people or politicians, and you're not going to get it through the candidates and voting. You're just not. But getting the issues out there and pushing the issues and getting into Occupy Congress, like anything you can do, like an Occupy Wall Street, only it shouldn't be at Wall Street, it should be at Congress where the lawmakers are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I might be wrong, but isn't it that, for example, the Tea Party on their level got their shit together,
right.
In comparison to what we can see from progressives, and
but they had the Koch brothers step in and
of course, and it is said that we have Warren Buffett. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because what I see is everyone is angry, from the progressive or independent side, and is raging about the conditions they're facing. But there is no structure. This is why the yellow vests in France are failing right now, because everyone is angry, but there is no structure to lead the anger to a certain point, and this is the problem, I think.
No, the structure is just another word for organization and communication and working together and.
Of course.
Your message has to be strong, and it needs to be around a couple of issues that both right and left people, not the politicians, but the people, the messages, the issues that we want taken care of as a whole, like everyone can agree on.
Well, there only needs to be one. There doesn't need to be
money out of politics.
No, climate change. None of the rest fucking matters.
But that's not going to happen until you get money out of politics. Or just put enough pressure on those people to make the right decision, regardless of what donors they have, or to stop getting the donor money.
Well, the question is, are you going? I mean, we're running out of time here. We keep up on this, but are you attacking? Are we going after the politicians in office, or are we trying to elect people that are going to do what we want, or do we even think we have enough time to do that with democracy?
All the above, but I don't think we have time to get the percentage of people we need into office to do the things that we want. We're going to have to put pressure on people that are in now, and yeah, of course, people that are going to be electing or running in the future as well.
Right.
But right now, we need to put the pressure on the people in office right now that have the power right now to do something.
I agree. Well, we're doing that, and that leads us to the DSA, honestly. And, I'm disgusted with the Democratic Party of Oregon at the moment. And, no offense to those of you who are working within it. I just have decided that there's nothing I can do that's going to be beneficial. And so I'm going to try to work in different ways for democracy, but focus on climate. And it's Markus and I have something we're working on that's going to be a new show for that. But I wanted to show you something I thought was effective, and I'm going to be reaching out to DSA. I am a member. I paid my dues, and I'm going to reach out to DSA and see if we can work with them on this kind of media. Give me a minute here and show it to you. This is, of course, it's going to play. I want you to watch this. It's just 2 minutes, but this is. They went to a town hall where Ron Wyden was, and asked Wyden to answer some questions. Basically, Wyden gives a typical answer, and so they went and did their research. We looked at your voter record. So let's listen to this. I think this is effective, although I don't know if they've had a response from Wyden, which would be kind of important in that. But let's watch this little clip from DSA.
Thank you so much. I'm 18 years old. This was my first election. I'm a student at high school. And I spent the whole year trying to get people to register to vote. You know what a lot of them said though when I talked to them about politics? They said it doesn't matter. And they said that because they don't feel like their politicians are going to represent them. They don't feel like the people in Congress or the people in the White House are out for them. They feel like their interests are with corporations. Their interests are with the rich, and they say that because frankly their politicians are accepting a whole lot of money from those. And so my question is, would you be willing to pledge not to accept any campaign contribution from pharmaceutical or insurance industry, so we can know that when you're here to talk with us, you're actually here to talk with us and only us, the voters and the people.
Ron Wyden asked us to look at his record. And
sorry, everybody. Didn't realize there was an echo going on there. Was it totally air? Was that totally impossible to hear? We'll do that again. I'll just tell you about it. Hang on. Sorry if there was an echo there. That was all messed up. Shit. Oh, well, look, there's a link in there. We're not going to run it. Just go back and listen to it. I'll tell you what it was about. I didn't realize we had that messed up with the echo. That's totally my bad. I'm so sorry.
I heard it fine. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys hear it. In the studio, we hear it on our end that way, but it came through as an echo to everybody, and I'm very sorry. Brom, if you didn't hear it, lucky you. Anyway, what they did here was they just went to the town hall with Wyden, and I missed one with Merkley that was on Thursday. And he basically said, we pledge not to take money from these interests and these interests. And he said, of course, look at my voter record, blah, blah, blah. And they went back and looked at his voter record and showed that he basically voted against a bill that was Medicare for all. And they said, why? And so I'm waiting to see if Ron has responded at all. I doubt he has. This is kind of the question to our politicians. Your actions never match your words, right? You talk about how great you are and how much you want to do for the people and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes down to actually voting the way we want you to vote, you don't. And so the DSA did a great job here of calling them out. Apologies that you couldn't even tell because I messed up the thing. But we'll run it again next week. Anyway, I hope the DSA does more of that. I think that's a great way to confront politicians. Just go there, record them, asking you, record their whatever they say, and then put out a video with what they say, and then show that they're full of shit. Right? It's a great way to remind a politician that they don't walk the talk. Right? Like Jeff Merkley likes to talk big game, but he votes for the military-industrial complex every chance he gets. Right? So, Jeff, when you talk about immigration, when you talk about the problems we have with the border and blah, 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 but you fund it, Jeff doesn't really walk the talk. And most of our Democrats don't really walk the talk. It's really frustrating. Beto's record, is it? We're going to talk about Beto's record. Frozen? We're frozen? Everybody? What do we got? So now we got other problems? Let me know if we're froze. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, anyway, I hope most things still good. We're going to go back to the slides. I only had a few more things. We're getting out of here because we're running late anyway. I'm going to skip most of the climate stuff. We talked a little about Utah and what's going on there. Just know, Markus did lovely slides to talk about climate change and some new information. I talked about the polar vortex splitting into thirds. Markus is muted.
We can do them next week when we are presenting the other stuff around climate crisis.
There we go. We'll do that. We'll talk about it next week. Now, the echo should be gone now. Those of you, thank you. I hope it's freaking gone now. Sorry. Anyway. This is the other thing. The guy running the board is old and usually stoned. We need to fire his ass.
No raise for you this time.
Get rid of his ass.
You're not stoned enough, remember?
Well, that's right. I couldn't maintain through the whole show. just a few memes. I'll show you a few memes.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so many good things coming out. This is... I don't know how many people Don keeps losing, but who wants to be my new assistant?
Is this Kellyanne?
Yeah. I don't know who just lost. Who just left recently? John Kelly, was it?
Yeah, but it's a woman.
Well, but
whatever. If you look closely.
Yeah, that could be Kellyanne. This Horsey always comes up with great stuff. David Horsey, this Republican farmer. Job makes me kind of wonder, and then Republican Party. That's where we're at, and I really don't have a lot of sympathy for any farmer that voted for Trump. I'll just be with right there. Or any farmer that votes Republican. Because I don't understand how you could be a steward of the land and vote for people that don't give a fuck about your land. You're not a farmer. You're just an exploiter.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy being here in small town where I'm surrounded by farmers, and yet they're Republican.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It is also thinkable that it's God's punishment for all the abortions, right?
That is true. Of course. It's always God's will. This is one of my faves, though. What you say, you nasty girl, you? Want to shoot some hoops? Anything you want me to say, Big Daddy? That's... Obama was a dream for CNN. I mean, they have a dream with Trump, too, but he's a little more unpredictable, and they got to deal with, words. Though, that's the best.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How many Putins are in that pig?
I can sense 6 of them.
Yep. That's and then Marcus's question: why?
Oh God, no.
All right. Well, this is our end song, but before I'm just going to take a couple minutes to talk about where we're going. You guys are going to love the end song today. Markus.
No, you won't. You won't. Definitely you won't.
It's beautiful. it actually is, but I can't make too much fun of it or else, dick. Before we go, Markus and I are working on a new format because I realized that for me, I needed to do something different, something that I feel either has purpose or at least is fulfills my passions for wanting to work in media without getting too frustrated about the pathetic state of the Democratic Party or anything going on in the national shit show, right? Something that's informs the electorate. And so we're going to do our best to avoid talking about individuals unless they're related to the topic of climate. And we're going to do a climate-focused show, but it's going to be very different from the all-live productions that we do now. It will be live, but there will be pieces of it that will be pre-recorded and done as piecework or segments so that the quality of the work can be improved and the quality of audio can be improved, because this show will be done for a podcast, although the live presentation of it will be done live and done over our channels like this, and we'll probably broadcast it on Facebook so we can use all the music we want. But then we're going to take that and we're going to put it into a podcast and put that out. So that's what we're working on, and it'll be it'll use more music than we have in the past. So we're going to have several songs, 4 or 5 songs. It'll be a 3-segment thing. Probably have a guest come in, maybe do the 3rd segment, and it'd be a blend of music and humor and climate reality. And so yeah, that's what we're working on. I don't know when we're going to have that ready. Probably not till after. I don't know. We'll see. That's what we're working on.
We'll see.
So that's
we will see.
And then we'll always have, we bring in guest people. AOC of the Week segment hosted by Markus.
I just wanted to tell you that we might rethink the other idea, because what Melissa says, I could do this, but I won't. Of course, no. We will stick to the plan, John.
Well, whatever. I mean, you can have your AOC of the Week. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I don't want to have it called stalking Markus or so in the subtitles.
Right.
So we stick to the original plan, John.
That's
please.
true. That's true. But so just know that it'll be audio focused, and so the stuff that you'll see when we do the live show will be not the focus, and so that should make it more humorous, or maybe it won't even make it any different than what the show looks like now. But we're going to have more scripted pieces, more scripted work. It'll be fun, and what that'll do for us is give us a chance during the, like, if we have a segment that's pre-done, and then we have some songs that come after it. That's a block of communicate. That's a block of time where Markus and I can be talking with you guys in chat, and we'll probably be a lot more interactive with you and have some polls and do that kind of stuff just to be more engaging. This is a new format, gives us a way to do something like that. And I'm saying that because I want to tell everybody that's been donating and been participating and sharing and watching our shows that we're not. We're doing a lot less now. I realize that it's the holiday time. We do a lot less, but we are planning on doing more things. It's just we're shifting our focus. I'm shifting the focus because I sit here, and so Larry will still do his show on Sunday, and who knows what comes down the road. I'm not going to make any statements one way or the other, but right now Larry will do his show on Sunday. And we will do a Saturday show because it's fun. And then Markus and I are working on a podcast-centric show that will be focused on climate. And that's what we have in the works. That's what we got planned. So, am I going to follow Bernie if he runs again? I don't know.
Yes.
You will, John. You will.
I won't. I certainly won't do what I did in past years and try to broadcast as many rallies as possible. There's no need. So I won't do that. If I'm sitting around one day and I'm like, oh, look, Bernie's doing a rally and I can cover the stream, then sure. All right. But there's no need for our channel there's no need for me to spend that much time restreaming Bernie's streams, because if there is one group that is kind of a unified coalition, it's the group of larger independent media networks that work for Bernie or work with Bernie Sanders when he does a broadcast. When you think about the shows that he's done recently on climate, and then what was the other one that was on? He did another one, I can't remember what it was. But when he does those, he TYT, now this, there's Axios, there's a group of those larger independents that work together to live stream and produce and all that stuff. We're not part of that group.
And the situation is not comparable anymore to 2016 when we were the first.
No, we're more like
But we
Hogan's
will-
heroes.
But what I can say is that, of course, we will keep a close eye on Bernie and
Yes,
whatever.
of course. Of course.
That's guaranteed. Yeah.
Of course. Dewey Bueno, some old Republicans are blowing the whistle. All I saw is some old Republicans are blowing, and I started laughing before I read the rest, and I didn't really know where you were going. Sorry. It's like, I'm going to go there. The Republican Party is so blatantly hypocritical. The Democratic Party is hypocritical, but not as blatant. The Republican Party is just like right out there. It's offensive to say motherfucker. It's not offensive to be a pedophile. Yeah, get that? I mean, I don't understand this. It's again, the actions don't seem to be as offensive as the words. That's just, I don't know. That's to the Republican Party, is what I'm saying. Anyway, that's it. We're getting out of here with such a good song. So, you know that I'm a big Scorpions fan, everybody. Let me show you. Let me show you. Hang on a second. I'm going to wear this shirt. You guys know I'm going to visit Markus in Germany. And I'm going to wear this shirt off the plane. Okay, so that he knows it's me. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough, John.
But that's like they're all like 70. This is like they're on a world tour right now. They're started in 2017, and they're all. This is like the Rolling Stones Steel Wheels. This is the German version.
Please, John, do me only one favor, please. You know, if you gotta wear the shirt, please put your Christmas cute cat suit above it, right?
Oh yeah, I'll put on the cat suit jacket will go on over the Scorpions tee.
The blinking one, yeah.
And I will turn it on as long as it makes it through customs. It's like you can't bring this into Germany.
And I will come with a wheel, and I will pick you up coming with a wheelchair, and we'll bring you home.
Hey, whatever. Melissa says I don't want to get thrown out of Germany. Brom, no. Oh, come on, you guys. So, in honor of the fact that I will be going to Germany soon to visit Markus and to bring Germans just the overwhelming passion that Americans have for the Scorpions, we are going to play. I'll even ask. I don't even know why this exists, but I don't want to be mean. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of versions of this song. It's a good song. It was inspirational in 1988 or 9 or whenever it came out. And here we have a version with some indigenous folks. Where are they from?
Misused folks.
Where are these folks? Because this is in, I don't know, is this in French or German? I don't know what this is. Anyway, these are indigenous people, and they've done a pan flute version of Winds of Change by the Scorpions, and we're going to listen to that right now. And it's nice. 5 minutes long.
No, not the long version.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for being here. Love you all.
Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah, shit. Thanks, Facebook. Froze. Hang on. Can't have that. Just have to listen to it all over again.